In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to hit the high draw with the driver to gain some more yards off the tee. Stay tuned for more info. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video, as I said, is all about maximising distance off the tee with your driver. Now, I've actually got a pretty straight hole here on the par 5 14th hole at Branston. But a straight shot is quite difficult to hit, so it doesn't have to be that it's a dog leg for me to want to draw the ball. It may be that I'm seeing a shot here that starts more at the willow tree, which is just over the right side of the bunker in the distance there, but curves back onto target. If I'm going to be either way on this hole, I'd prefer to be a little bit more on the left-hand side as it blocks me out more on the right. So I'm going to feel like I start the ball on that willow tree and peel the ball back off towards the left half of the fairway. And that can help me gain some distance. If we're downwind, we also want that higher ball flow, we want that high launch, that low spin. So we're talking about maximising distance off the tee here. So I'm going to be talking through, this is a really simple video, but a couple of things we can do at setup to help us hit that high draw shape and maximise some distance. So with an iron in my hand, if I wanted to, or with any golf club really, if I want to draw the ball, it's easier from doing it, moving the ball a little bit further back in my stance. And the reason for that is, so if I'd normally play, let's grab a 7-iron here, mid iron, which I'd normally play middle or just forwards of centre in my stance. But if I move that ball a little bit further back, what it's encouraging is the path to be swinging more in to out, because the club is actually moving on an arc that you will see on the ground here. So the club is travelling to the right, travelling to the right, travelling to the right, straight, travelling to the left, travelling to the left. So if I move the ball back of centre, the club path is swinging more in to out, more to the right of the target for me as a right-handed golfer, and that's going to help me draw it, but that's not going to help me hit it high. So I talked about with this driver that I'm going to be talking today about a high draw, trying to get that high launch and that low spin. So moving that ball back in my stance isn't an option if we're trying to get this high launch, low spin. So there's a couple other things we're going to need to do at setup. Now, I would tee that ball just that little bit higher. So if you normally have it half the ball above the top of the club, let's go 3/4 or maybe even a full ball to really help me hit up on it and encourage that path to be up and more to the right of the target. The feeling is almost going to be like I'm hitting more of a top spin forehand in tennis, that my racket arm is moving from close to my body to away from my body as I rotate and release. Now, I'm not actually swinging over here because I cannot post impact swing over there as my body's rotating. It's the bit I feel before impact that the club is traveling a little bit more in to out, a little bit more to the right of the target. So for the high part, what I'm actually going to do is move the ball forwards in my stance. Normally I'd play the ball off my left instep, my left heel here, okay? So I've just got that ball opposite or just inside my lead heel. But what I'm going to do is I want to hit that ball a little higher, is just move that ball a little bit further forwards in my stance to encourage me again to hit up on it. The other thing I can do to encourage myself to hit up on it is just tilt with my upper body a little bit more away from the target. I don't want to change my lower body hip alignment. I'm just going to feel it with my upper body tilting a little bit more behind the golf ball. That sets my head and my sternum a little bit more behind. So I've moved the ball more forwards. I've tilted a little bit more behind it. Now I've got to counteract here because I just talked about the path the course is traveling on a nice arc, something along these lines. So if I move that ball more forwards, the path is more likely to be going to the left of the target, which isn't good for me if I'm trying to hit this draw shape. So what I'm going to counteract with my stance is walking my body around a little bit more for me as a right-handed golfer to the right of the target line. Okay, so if we set it for normal, move that ball a little bit more forwards and then move our body a little bit more round to the right of the target for me as a right-handed golfer to compensate the opposite for a left-hander, more round to the left. That's including my upper body. So I don't want to just move my lower body, that is including my upper body. That is encouraging my path to be more to the right, which is counteracting the fact that I've moved that ball forwards in my stance. If we can get that upward angle of attack, it's going to help us get this high launch and low spin. and maximise our distance, and this draw shape's also going to give me a little less spin. So I'm going to set up for a pretty straight shot. So I'm aiming the club just on the middle to right, well, middle of the bunker at the edge of the willow tree. And I'm going to keep my club line there. I'm moving the ball a little bit more forwards, and I'm counteracting by turning my body a little bit more round to the right of the target. The last thing I'm doing is tilting my upper body a little bit behind it. Now I'm in a setup position with that ball more forwards and my body line aiming more to the right. I'm feeling like I'm going to be swinging more up and right, like that topspin forehand in tennis. Let me give it a go from there. So I got that high launch. It looked like a high launch, low spin. It started on target. It didn't draw as much as I want it to. So let me have one more go at that. The important thing to do is, yes, we are turning our body to the right of the target. We don't want to also turn the club face. We want the club to aim where we want the ball to start. So I'm aiming more at the middle of the bunker at the willow tree, and I'm not changing that face angle. So ball where I'd normally play it, left instep, left heel. I'm going to move the ball a little bit more forwards and then body round to the right of the target. I haven't changed the club face position, and I'm feeling a little bit more tilted behind it, like I'm starting with sort of 65% of my pressure on my trail foot. Let me see if I can get a little bit more shape on this one. There we go. High launch, low spin, ball starting to draw back, and I definitely take that one. That looked a really nice ball flight there. It definitely got that high launch, low spin, definitely got that draw shape that I was looking for. As I said, this is a straight hole. It might be that you're playing that draw shape more when you need to move the ball a little bit around a corner. But remember, straight is actually a very difficult shot to hit. And I find a lot of people are more focused when they're actually working on a shape, whether that is a draw, whether that's a fade, whether that's a high or a low. Picture the ball flight that you're looking for. You may find that actually trying to work the ball gives you a bit more success at hitting fairways, rather than just setting up and trying to hit it straight without thinking so much. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on with it. If you did enjoy the video, if that has helped, make sure you hit the thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for all the other videos. Cheers, guys.